Now, on a narrow state Supreme Court decision to toss out former State Superintendent Ryan Walters' controversial social studies standards. They would have required your kids to be taught 2020 election conspiracy theories and biblical lessons. This week's ruling is something many across the Oklahoma political spectrum say is relieving to them. But as News 4's Spencer Humphrey tells us, it's also something some state leaders say should have never had to go to the Supreme Court in the first place.
The Oklahoma State Supreme Court Tuesday ruling the state school board violated the state's Open Meeting Act in March when it voted to approve new social studies standards quietly changed by then State Superintendent Ryan Walters. We told you Walters added a requirement to teach 2020 stolen presidential election theories and stories from the Bible, among other controversial lessons, to the state's social studies standards after previously presenting the state school board a different version of the standards without them. He never told board members he added those to the standards in the hours leading up to their March board meeting when they voted to approve the standards to send to the state legislature, who ultimately get to decide whether standards get adopted or not.
And so you did see an effort from certain state legislatures. I know the House and Senate Democrats filed resolutions saying we need to repeal these standards.
Democratic State Representative Melissa Provenzano says it wasn't just members of her party who wanted to see the standards voted down.
I also know Senator Pugh had filed a resolution.
Those resolutions could only be put to a vote, though, if House and Senate leaders agreed to hear them. But as House Democratic leader Julia Kurt will tell you,
none of those got heard in the end. And that's a choice made by Republican leaders not to hear those bills.
So with no vote by the legislature to reject the standards, they automatically went into effect. In came the lawsuit, which ultimately made its way to the Supreme Court. In a 5-4 decision, the 4 dissenting justices argued the legislature is who ultimately has final say over things, and since they didn't object to the standards, they should remain in place. The 5 justices in the majority not necessarily disagreeing with that, but arguing since the state school board voted on standards added to the meeting agenda less than a day before the meeting, that violated the Open Meeting Act, so the standards were never valid to be sent to the legislature for approval in the first place.
It's a fascinating technicality that saved our bacon on that, isn't it?
But Provenzano says this shouldn't have had to be up to the Supreme Court at all. She says legislative leaders should have allowed a vote to check the superintendent's power. After all, she says, it's their job.
I think there is, in our country, there's a fear of political retribution. And it's silly to me that here in the state of Oklahoma that we would worry about maintaining power.
In Oklahoma City, Spencer Humphrey, Oklahoma's News 4.
All right, Spencer. Now, we reached out to Senate President Pro Tem Lonnie Paxton. His office said he was unavailable to talk. In a statement, House Speaker, though, Kyle Hilbert told us, quote, "We respect the Supreme Court decision and will consider new standards when they're sent to us by the State Board of Education for consideration."